necessarily need me today, so I stayed home and feeling a little better, took some medicine. So I want to say I had some really good footage for you guys right before this video. Working on my racer mean no one lost all the footage, so I'm gonna have to do a walkthrough. I put a battery disconnect in my racer, built an aluminum cover for my battery, moved the battery to the back. So I'll probably have to do a walkthrough with that, just kind of show you guys what I did, because we lost all the footage. It was really good footage of me actually building that, so it's gone though. So we don't know if our SD card failed, Dylan's computer had an issue, what, but we lost it. So I'll be going back through and doing a walkthrough on that so you guys can see what I did do and what I built, how I built it. I'll try to do some kind of a walkthrough with it. Anyways, today I'm going to work on my Audi. I ordered my turbo, I ordered a new intake, valve cover gasket. The intake's here, so we're going to do that today. Turbo should show up sometime today, so I'm going to try to pull the old one out and be ready for it to go in. So here's my new intake, you guys. We'll flip this around so you can see. When I originally bought this car, this was broke, you guys. It has a flap pre-runner something. It's this guy right here. So this is, I'm guessing, some kind of vacuum thing. But what this does when it moves, it opens these flaps up inside. Hopefully you guys can kind of see those moving. What happens is this breaks off from the flaps, and then this pushes out this way, and then it creates a vacuum leak right there, and your check engine light comes on and stuff. So that's why I ordered a new one of these. I'm hoping to get rid of my check engine light altogether by the time I'm done with this, the turbo, and the valve cover gasket. I'm hoping my check engine light will go away. I hope. We'll see. At least, if nothing else, this car will be back to running again, which it's currently running. It just smokes really, really bad because the turbo's bad. So that's what I'm going to kind of work on today. I'm going to figure out what tools I need to pull this off. I've never done this before, you guys, so I kind of watched some videos. There's some pretty good educated Audi guys out there on YouTube. I kind of watched some of their videos, so I kind of have an idea of what I'm getting myself into. But again, not a mechanic. Do this out of necessity because I'm cheap. So I'm going to start working on taking that off. I'm going to go say goodbye to my wife because I think she's going to work. And then I'll get on pulling that one out. We'll see if I can get this one to go in. All right, guys. I took this off. This comes out of your PVC valve, goes into the top of that manifold. Just a couple of pinch connectors. We got that off. Looks like there's some sensors I need to take off here. Guessing that's mass airflow stuff? No, not sure what that is, but set that off to the side there. It's going to go right back into the other intake. I'm doing the intake on the throttle body. We'll just pop that down and out of the way. Hopefully. around the house, do my pen light, you guys. Alright, guys, I'm going to turn on my pen light so I can see what's going on. On the bottom of this intake, there's like a little metal bracket that goes down to the block. It's a 13 millimeter on the intake side, so I'm going to get that undone. I'm probably going to have to undo the bottom one too, just so I can move it out of the way a little bit. The top one's a nut, so it's just a nut. And the bottom one's like I don't know, it's big. It's a special wrench too. I know, because I've had this out on another Audi that I had prior to this. I actually bought the Audi just to flip it, so I bought this whole kit. It's actually to pull bearings and stuff off the front of this motor. I believe this is it. It says 10M on it. I don't know if this is the right one actually, now that I'm looking at it. Yeah, that's the right one. It says a 10M star. It's like an 8-point star. Let me get out of there. That's what it is. Now we're going to find some way to get it undone. I need some kind of socket for it. Like I said, this is the only one I have. It's actually for pulling the pulley, like alternator pulley and all the stuff off the front of this car. Everything on it, like started. Alright guys, there's the bracket. That's the bolt. Goes in like that. That goes into the block. This goes into the manifold. There's a stud in the manifold that goes right in there. So you literally have to get this down out of the way so that the manifold slides this way. Won't be able to with that bolt in there. So gotta get that out of the way. I'm guessing a lot of people, Audi people, they just take these off and they don't put them back in because they don't really need them. You guys. So here's this actuator right here that I told you, this part that broke on mine. That piece breaks from the actual flap itself. I'm working on this. I just popped this piece off. There's a little 1/4-inch hose right here. I was just looking to see what this one looked like compared to the one on there. Make sure I can take this line off. Looks like it's just pressed on there, so I'm guessing it's vacuum. So you guys, you can see this is, I made this little bracket when I first bought this car. Like I said, this was popping out of there and it was creating a vacuum leak, make this car run like crap. So it would essentially bolt like that and it would hold that piece in there. And it just used this last very in bolt hole to hold the intake on. You just bolt in there and it would hold that piece in there. It helped. It never solved my problem. There was still a little bit of leakage around there, so hopefully this one doesn't come up with the same problem. bolt, you guys. It's somewhere deep down the side of there. I don't know. I don't care at this point. We're going to get the other one out. We're going to get this intake off, see where the hell it went. There's one good thing about having an Audi and a Jeep, everything's 10 millimeters. So the middle two were like start bits, the end ones are like 10 millimeter nuts. Alright guys, I had to take my oil filter off. There's a little bracket in there that was in the way. It's not a bracket, it's a sensor on the end of that manifold. This guy right here. That guy right here. It's hitting the oil filter as I'm trying to wiggle it out. Got to pull my oil filter. I gotta say, I've never pulled the oil filter off without dropping oil. Didn't spit anything out, so it seemed alright. It's a big one. I don't know what's holding it in there. Disconnect that, but it's hitting the flange for the oil filter, so I guess you got to pull this off before that comes out. And here's part of the problem, you guys. This whole intake is, there's like a clamp that goes over the top that holds the fuel rails too. So on the new intake, you can see these are like where the fuel lines come in this way for each cylinder. Then it has this plate that comes over, how can I show you this? This way. This plate comes over the top of this from this side, and it bolts like through here. So it's coming from the bottom, going through these to clamp on. Then the fuel rails come through here. So the fuel rails got to come out, all the injectors, I believe it is. Don't quote me on that, not a mechanic, but yeah, it's kind of all holding it together. There's the main gas line coming in, kind of wraps around that plenum and in. Yeah, it kind of comes in this direction and through here, then wraps around to the bottom and hooks into the fuel rail right there. So I'm going to have to crack that main line. Like I said, you guys, I've never done this before, so this is a whole new world for me. Just like Disney. And no, I'm not saying that to you. Any guesses on the size? It's way bigger than a 14. The 17-ish. Whoa, sorry guys. All right, you guys can see I got it out. I'm assuming these are fuel injectors right here because they're attached to the fuel rail. This one's stuck in there. I hope that's not a problem. I don't know, you guys. Looks like I'm gonna have to transfer that stud over. Fuel rail. See, that's the main line coming in. Right there. Kind of interesting. I've never seen that style before. On Jeeps, they're not like that. So that's kind of new for me. But here was my... That's going to be funny. There was my main problem with this, you guys. See how that thing's popping out of there? That's what it'd do. It'd build pressure with the turbo and it'd blow that thing out of there. And then it wouldn't run these flaps. So when it's out of there, it won't run the flaps inside of there. So that's the main reason. And you can see, look at it, it's just pissing shit everywhere. But yeah, that's kind of what fails on them, is that little thing right there. When I bought this car, it was sticking out like that, and I saw shit coming out of here. So I built that little bracket that bolts onto here, right there, and it was holding that in there. I believe this one I just bought is an upgraded version of this, so they don't have that problem. But I am going to have to get this out of here, get it attached to the new one. Then we can start going back together, it looks like. You guys can see this thing was kind of leaking all the way around, and there's stuff everywhere. So yeah, this is a new one for me. So thanks for bearing with me. We're going to figure out how to get this thing off of there, transferred over. Yeah. Alright guys, I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to take a little break. My back's killing me from being bent over. Switched machines at work, so my back's been just kind of junky lately. So we're going to stop right there. I'm going to try to get some of this stuff where the sealing surface cleaned up. So I got to jam some paper towels down in the intake part of this motor. I got some gunk and all sorts of crap in there. All right, you guys. This is on the bottom of the. Let me see if I can show you what it is. Right. So here's the new one. It's some kind of actuator, vacuum thingy. I don't know what it is. There's a line that, hooks on right there. So that's the new actuator. This is the old actuator. It had this clip on it. This clip can't be undone, so I just had to cut it. These are all barb fittings. It should stay on there. I may look for a small hose clamp, or I might even zip tie it, you guys. I don't know. But yeah, the line goes right on there. So we did get all of our fuel rails moved over. I did pull this one out of the block and stick it in there. I put a little this on my seal before I slid it in there, so I didn't tear it, you guys, because that's the injector. So I wanted to just make sure I didn't tear that seal so this thing isn't pushing gas all over. I don't want to have to take this back out. So yeah, I'll try to find a hose clamp or something that I can replace that with, but yeah, there's just no way to, I just had to cut it, you guys. It won't come undone, so. I'm going to try to show you this too. I'm going to move you for a minute. Okay, so you guys can see I went through, I stuffed that with rags so I didn't get a bunch of junk in there. Then I cleaned this surface too where it's going to mate up to. You guys can see this is all the stuff that was hooked to the bottom of that plenum. There's a bunch of brackets over here. I just kind of push everything to the side. That's that hose that goes into that piece I was just telling you about. So we're going to have to find something for that. Kind of where I'm at the moment, you guys.